I don't know if you've ever seen this photo before. It was taken at a Halloween party in 1962. One person in this picture killed 7 other people at that party and was never caught. It happened in a small Midwestern town where some high schoolers decided to throw a Halloween party at one of their houses. The home of the teen girl's dad, where they were having the party at, was a heavy drinker, so they knew he wouldn't miss some of his beer, being he had cases of it stored in the basement. Also, her dad would be out of town for Halloween that year on an overnight business trip. The party kicks off and one of the teens had a new Polaroid camera, so he was taking pictures. When the police questioned everyone at that party, some of the facts were a little fuzzy, being that everyone was drinking. One teen described seeing a dowel rod propped outside of a window when they arrived at the house. They thought it was strange, but ignored it. The chaos started when a girl was asking if anyone had seen her friend. She began checking each room and came to the last bedroom. Apparently this teen had seen that there were 2 people partially hidden under the covers, so she pulled the cover back, finding her friend and another boy with their throats cut. She began screaming, but only a few people heard her over the music, and some of them thought it was a prank. One of the teens looked down the hallway to that bedroom and seen a guy wearing a black hooded mask stab the screaming teen in the back. She later told the police that she just froze, not sure if this was really happening. Then she seen the blood spurting out. She started screaming and everyone else screamed and ran for the door. They panicked, were all trying to get out at once, but the door was jammed from the outside where a metal bench was tied to the door handle. Some tried to open the windows, but they were blocked by wooden dowel rods. The teens then seen the person in the hooded mask stab another person, then another, wounding some and killing 4 more. Everyone was screaming. Then the hooded figure went into another room and closed the door. A few more teens were heading up the walkway to that house when they heard the screams and untied the bench, got the door open, and they all came running out. The police arrived and they were told that the hooded guy was inside the room with the closed door. When they went in, the room was empty and the window was open, which is how he escaped. The police found the photos taken that night. They were able to identify everyone wearing masks except for the person in the black hooded one. That mask was later found on the side of the road heading out of town, but to this day no one knows who the killer was. This story is known as the 1962 Halloween Massacre, and it's an urban legend. It never happened, so what's the purpose of ever telling a story like this? A guy named Richard Dorson was one of the first to use the term urban legend in 1968. Folklorist Jan Brunvan is credited with popularizing the term through his book starting in 1981. Where folklore stories have ancient roots, usually containing supernatural elements that can connect us to our ancestors, urban legends are more modern stories that are believed to be true without much evidence. That something helped to shape cultural identity, reinforce social norms, and influence behavior. People get together and tell a funny or scary story they say is real, and the point of this is the human interaction and not so much the story. And in the era of the internet, do we really need or want urban legends anymore? Stories like The Hook, The Vanishing Hitchhiker, Killer in the Backseat, or The Boyfriend's Death aren't told while sitting around campfires, or during sleepovers, or in most social settings these days. Those stories are no longer engaging enough, although the popular stories now often sound like urban legends, or we try to turn them into these things. Like 2 young girls going for a hike alone in the woods in a small Midwest town who were abducted and murdered by a stranger who managed to capture their killer's voice and image on their cell phone, who placed sticks in a strange arrangement over the bodies. Or college students who live in a party house in Idaho where a masked stranger shows up and goes on a killing spree, even leaving a witness behind unharmed. Or pick the latest mass shooter with their obligatory manifesto. But I don't think folklore and the real urban legends will die out. They will continue being told, whether on Reddit forums or with people gathered together with everyone on their own device that may have a log fire screen background, hearing computer generated sounds of a night in the woods and listening with their earbuds to AI telling stories of the current spooky legend, which sort of defeats the purpose of these stories and seems depressingly dystopian. As a side note, in 2023, a really low-budget movie was made about the Halloween Massacre legend called 1962 Halloween Massacre. It's really bad, but you can find it on YouTube. Good night.
Boo.